This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Don't want to start 1-7. Rosendo, don't you get the feeling that that's not what's going to happen with these guys? Didn't tonight, outside of the Jason Jenkins thing that is just absolutely just soul crushing, to be quite honest, and it puts such a damper on things because we lost such a great human being. But after this training camp, after this preseason, don't you feel better about the Dolphins? Don't you feel like there's organization? Don't you feel like Mike McDaniel knows his shit? Right? Because that's kind of what I feel like. Like, I feel like, wow, this guy is a young guy and he really studied under Shanahan and all the coaches that he was under and really took notes and took all of this to heart and came in with a game plan and had a Rolodex that he could actually build a staff that he knows on offense. And then we had maybe the perfect storm because we kind of had a defensive staff in place and still added a couple of extra pieces to that. And then we watch the offense, and I'm watching offensive linemen play better. I'm watching them play in conjunction. I'm watching young receivers like Ezukama and Braylon Sanders and, guys like that perform well. I'm watching Hunter Long get better in the training camp all throughout. The last 2 weeks for Hunter Long has been absolutely outstanding. He blocked his ass off the first day against the Eagles. Okay, he was awesome. And so I'm watching a lot of organization. I'm watching players get better. Not everybody, I get it. Iggy has not gotten to that point, but I'm watching others get better. Lots of other players, including the quarterback. So after this entire training camp and preseason, and I've been really blessed this year that Sean and I were able to take the show on the road to camp and go to camp as much as we did this year to kind of get a good feel for what was going on personally and firsthand. I don't know how you don't feel good about the Dolphins. I've told you already, I have zero concerns about the first 4 games. I feel like they will be 2-2, worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. I think there's a good chance they can go 3-1. Yeah, they can beat the Bengals. I don't know about the Bills, but I know they're going to beat the Ravens and they're going to beat the Patriots. I am not concerned about those games. They're better than those two teams. And I think they're going to prove to be better than those two teams. I have a lot of confidence in this team. I have a lot of confidence because I feel that they're going to fix the issues the quarterback needed so he can go on to have a fantastic, season. And I think they've done that. And on defense, they're absolutely loaded. They've got enough guys. They've got enough guys to go out there and have a good defense. They're not going to be generational or anything, but I think Christian Wilkins is going to bust out. I think Jalen Phillips is going to have a hell of a year. I think Holland is going to be an absolute monster. Sealer is a stud that just constantly makes plays. And then obviously those corners and they must feel really good about Byron Jones because they make no moves. So behind the scenes, that tells me that they must like what they're seeing with Byron, that they're not concerned. So if Byron is healthy, you got great corners to start. I just really like everything about this team right now. Outside of Tyreek and Waddle, which of course they can do the job, but I don't want them on a full-time basis back there. That's my only concern. If you want a big-ass concern, believe it or not, it's not the offensive line. I think the offensive line is going to be all right. I really believe that. I'm not telling you they're going to be dominant. They're going to be, the 96 Cowboys or something. No. But I think they'll be serviceable. I think they'll do a solid job overall. I don't know if they have a returner that you could count on that is not named Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle, because I only want those guys returning worst case scenario, end of game situation. You need it to win the game, whatever. It has to be like I don't want those guys carrying the burden of playing wide receiver and return game. I don't want that. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. You leave those two nutbags, they'll probably want to do it. That's the problem. You're going to have to save them from themselves. But if you ask me, that's my real concern right now, that I don't know if they have a constant playmaker in there that isn't named those two guys. But I really like what I see from this team.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.